I have just played for you El Puerto by the great Spanish composer Isaac Albéniz. El Puerto is from Albéniz's epic work called Iberia. And Iberia is a collection of 12, some of the most amazing pieces, grouped in 4 books of 3 pieces each. El Puerto is the second piece from his book 1 and is a total contrast with its happy, dancing energy from the first piece, which is called Evocación. It's a complete reverie. Iberia is based on distinct regions and dances from Spain. It captures the culture of Spain in music, and it does so with the greatest possible keyboard virtuosity. El Puerto. That means the port. And it was inspired by the atmosphere of a little port fishing town called El Puerto de Santa Maria on the Gulf of Cadiz. Cadiz is a region in southern Spain, and Albéniz knew it well and loved it. He loved all of southern Spain. And this piece is filled with boisterous and good energy and the hustle and bustle of a seaport. Noisy, but happy and good-spirited. It's written in the style of a zapateado, which is a flamenco dance. It was actually one of the earliest flamenco dances. It is a tap dance, and it's lively and gracious and written in a 6/8 meter with the second beat highly emphasized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a polyrhythmic dance. So we're having contrasting and conflicting rhythms going on between the 2 hands. And this translates into very complicated and fast dance steps for the dancers when they're doing this tap dance. And we have to do the same thing with our fingers. Albéniz has done a great job in transferring all of these intricacies into detailed, intricate passage work for the piano. El Puerto is a single themed piece, monothematic for the entire piece. We only have one theme. Even though the development section has a whole different feel and mood to it, it's still based on the theme 1. It does not have the typical singing, contrasting copla section, which we saw heavily used in the Evocación. The last thing I'll say about this is Albéniz writes this piece is to be played with much joy. It is a happy piece. So how does he get all of this tap dance and this happy, good-spirited energy in a piece? Well, first of all, he picked the key of D flat major. And he takes the tonic D flat way down here in the bass, and he takes the dominant A flat here. So it's a big leap. And then the dance begins. This is introduction. Now that sounded quite different there at the end, didn't it? Because it was a new motive that he's going to use and develop in 2 very important parts in the piece. What I want to do before anything else is take a look at the music. This is the plain copy from the chart that I made for this piece. And we'll get into the chart supplies later in the lesson, but I want to start with this 11 by 17 size, which you get for the 6 pages for this piece, and come in close on this first measure, because you see something here that is not that common. And what we have is the bass note D flat, and then a quarter rest and another quarter rest, and then a whole rest. Now, why is he stacking these two rests on top of each other? What do they mean? And they mean that those are two other voices. The bass here plays and holds all the way and rests. Then this tenor voice jumps in here on the A flat with the downward stems. It goes to G flat and goes to A flat. And the alto voice has eighth notes in little groups of three. Ya-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And finally the soprano comes in here in measure 7. So that's a lot of information. He's also written Allegro comodo for the tempo, which means comfortably fast, so it doesn't have to race here. Now, to play these three voices all with the left hand and have the differentiation of them, these are some of the steps that I do. Playing the bass note, which is this is forte. Starting here with a low D flat, I use the third finger because it's got a big coverage for me rather than the fifth finger. And I stroke the key, hold the pedal, and then I jump up with my thumb to the tenor and transfer to the fourth finger, and then I play these light little slurs. Now notice that the tenor voice is sustained. Joined by the soprano, which makes this beautiful strumming gesture, which he's using throughout the piece. That strumming, in Spanish, the word is rasgueado, and so I say this is the rasgueado motive. And he has this, and quite a bit of clashing dissonance here. That doesn't sound like D flat major here, does it? And the chord before it, if you play all of these together, that sounds like a jazz chord. That's D flat major with a major 7th on the top. So that's beautiful. And then this dissonance. And then more introduction. This is all introduction, by the way. And then repeats the same idea we had in the first two measures. And now the theme comes in, and here's the tap dance, and I'm going to play it by itself. Also on the dominant A flat, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't you just hear the little tapping of the feet? And I'll keep playing there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Now notice I've got a lot of offbeat accents here. If the pulse is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that right hand that I just played for the theme is having a lot of entries coming in on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the polyrhythm of this dance. Now, if I take the left hand alone, so we can hear what goes under that tap dance, these are the chords that we have. I'm going to slow this down quite a bit so we can hear that the bass note, the D flat, which started here, now drops to this D flat, and it's going to play as a pedal point for the next 28 measures. Just that D flat as a pedal point, anchoring all the way for, and what goes over that, we have to use the pedal because these are some big reaches here, are these little phrases of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they have little crescendos in the middle. Now notice right there, the emphasis was on the C. That's the third beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not just the straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the beginning also begins with that third beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now listen to the tap dance coming. Now how I get this repetition of these repeated notes, because they have to be snappy and light and clean, is I do a rotation technique. And this is actually very, very helpful. If you'll watch me, I'm going to put my hand as the level plane of where the key is. Right at the center is the same key. And I'm going to put my 3, 2, 1 fingers as a ball, plant it here and rotate like this, little counterclockwise spirals. Then I'm going to take my fingers and make them into the tap dancers. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. See how I'm just spinning? But I'm pretty much keeping it in the center, which is on that key. And that way I get the fingers out of the way, so I have clean and staccato articulation. These are all marked staccato. See, you look in the fallboard here and you can see the rotation. That's a great technique, and it also keeps me soft and pliable. You can't play this stiff. You can't go. It's not going to sound good. It's not going to repeat. So that lightness now, and with all these staccati, and now I'm going to show you my music that's all marked up and come in close. And now we know this is that tap dance idea. And look at these accents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Da 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 da. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Da dee da dee da. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now coming up here is some great writing, and the accents here I've marked here with these beats, the same 2, 5, 2, 5, and that accent comes very interestingly. That the right hand has the accent on the F, and then the left hand has a D flat on the 5th. The next measure, this is really cool, the E flat, right hand, left hand gets the G flat, and the 5th beat, B double flat for the right hand. And Albéniz wants that as a melody that's going to come out. And I think this is very beautiful. So the melody sounds like this. This is measure 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I put the hands together now, you can see how this works. And I've still got my little swells in the left hand. That's the constant going here, keeping everything fluid and moving. I actually feel sinuous when I play this with that anchoring. But all of these offbeat accents now, and it has to get off and so light and so snappy. So you've got two different motions going on in your body, with the legato swirls of the left hand and then this jumpy da 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 da. Oh, did you love that chord? I could stop right there. That's what I mean. It says this. These are progressive harmonies that Albéniz has chosen. They're cutting edge. We're coming into, this was written in 1906, and he was really quite a pioneer with using the whole tone scale, and he's using modes in this piece, which we will get into very soon. These are all these 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's C flat. Does it sound like D flat major to you? Let's play that again and listen to these harmonies. Yes, that's definitely D flat major, and we have a repetition of material. Now we get the C flat. Now and an F flat. And back to the C flat. This is the Mixolydian mode transposed starting on D flat. That's what Albéniz is using in here. Instead of he is weaving in this mode here. He's in and out, D flat major, D flat Mixolydian. And then later he's going to go D flat Phrygian. Why is he doing that? Well, because in flamenco music, the modes are used all the time. And he's quoting the language, the flavor, the character, all of these things. He's just intuitively putting into this. And it's really quite seamless how he weaves in and out of diatonic D flat major and then chromatically altering out of that. And then with all of these syncopations and clashing, you've really got a kaleidoscope. And what does that give us? That gives us the boisterous energy. Everybody bumping into each other on the pier, and the cacophony of ships coming in and out, and people carrying things, and the hustle bustle. This is a lively piece, and it's a happy one. So now I'm going to back up just a little bit and start again at this measure 25 and continue playing, because we're getting into some really amazing things very soon. You have to jump off on these. This is not easy to do these. Beats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess what happens on the off beats? This is so great. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you have to put those all together. He's scampering all over the map on this. Let's take left hand alone here. This is measure 41. 1. It's fun to play, but it's not easy. And I use the thumb on these, and it's marked in your music. Because they're accented, and I want them strong. And I use the whole side of the thumb to get the accuracy. So I land on it and don't slip off the keys. Same with the right hand. Does that clash there? It's a rigid chord. And then I have to jump to here. It's going to take some practice to do that. And what I'd like to do first, the octaves, and then I add the beats 2 and 5, and then I put it all together. And then we have amazing abrupt, and he's marked here very marked and very abrupt. And this is the rascalo again, the guitar strumming. And look how it's transformed from the opening that we had. And look how it sounds now. Wild. You still have in there. And so how to bring that out, because I think it's important to hear that. That's the left-hand thumb on this chord. And the 2 of the right hand. See if you can hear that. Isn't that great? How it brings that out. And then he goes. Now this is very Spanish at this point. And it happens to be Phrygian at this point. The Phrygian starting on D flat is this scale. And these are exactly the pitches that he's using. So starting right here, biting seconds. Isn't that cool? And then you want to have fun with this. Now this is this fabulous, I'm going to show you right here, probably one of my favorite parts in the piece. This is on the page 2 of your music. Again, this is marked up highly for the lesson with measure 45, and I put all of these 10 measures. I got 10 measures on one system here because it's all one idea. Now what this comes from, I believe, because I've done a lot of reading on this, and they say that this part of the piece could possibly be quoting the bulerías. And what the bulerías is another flamenco dance based on polyrhythms, and it has 12 beats, 12 counts. And the dancers dance to it, and the people participate with palmas and castanets and finger snapping. This is a very participatory dance, the bulerías. And this is the pulse of the 12 counts. It's polyrhythm, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got hemiola in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And they're going to dance it just like that. Albéniz has written it in here. So we have this right way. This is all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And that right hand is the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and I'm going to play the whole passage now, and the last time it's even longer. Just beautiful clusters here, and it's that the left hand has got the tenor at the top, A flat, and big sforzandos here. These are the 2 voices you have to bring out. Oh, it's a great passage, and here it is, hands together. In the piece, Albéniz writes here, souple et caressant, supple and caressing, and he wants dark, sombre et sonore, dark and sonorous. But he still has the rhythms of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4. See, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/6. But he's C flat palette point. Let me play this left hand alone. Crescendo is a longer one. So we had a phrase of 1, 2. Now this 3 is really gorgeous. It almost sounds like a Gregorian chant, doesn't it? The monks, I can hear them chanting. That's because it's modal. We're Phrygian mode here. And the right hand, if I block it, and what I love here, it makes sixths. So you can block it that way or this way. It's a rich blend of sixths and thirds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second phrase, repetition. Longer. And these are little slurs. Yada, 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 yada. Accents. He has accents everywhere. The accents are so important in Albéniz. And he wants these for the color, because when you put a little pressure with an accent, this accent right here, you can see this little accent, dida, dida. Everyone has accents, dada, 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 dada. And then he has these on the bottom. And he has a big crescendo, phrase 1, phrase 2, and a long phrase 3. Repetition, phrase 1, phrase 2, and the longest. 12 measures here. This is absolutely, you're going into a whole nother world here. It almost sounds like everything's shrouded in this veil. And where's he going? Still anchored in D flat and still in theme 1. Let me play the whole section now. If you only have 10 minutes to practice, go right to here. This measure 55. And own this. Let yourself completely immerse in this depth. This is, I feel it, a very deep cauldron. It's like this, I'm in this big sphere, and the sounds are coming all around me. This is all about producing the tones and the singing quality. See, still dancing. It's dolcissimo, and it's the last time we're going to hear theme 1. And this is really a good time for me to show you what I'm looking at. What I have just played for you is the first 2 pages of a 6-page chart, and these are my pages highly marked up for the lesson. And as I showed you at the beginning of the lesson, your copy, the 6 pages come like this, white and clean, and lots of space to write marks in here. And I look how long these system 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did it this way because I can get the entire phrases on one system. And I know how the music is constructed really well. I know exactly where I am at all times. After I've made those 6 pages, then I go from the horizontal in my 17 to the vertical, the portrait view. And I have my 3-page satellite view. And that is right here, and there's a 3rd page. You can put these up on the music rack and read from that. But what really excites me and making these charts so rewarding for me is when I finally then, after making the satellite view, can make the color structural analysis. And here is basically the entire theme 1 on the 1st page. Let's just take a look at this, and then I'm going to show you one other arrangement of the same material. Notice here our form is A1A, our introduction, and this is the beginning of the rasgueada section, material motive. And here's our theme 1, always happy. And here are these outbursts of the bulerias, very abrupt. And here again, always with joy. Here's our little Mixolydian mode. First time it goes this way, and we have these jumping A flats up. The octave is right here, biting seconds, and then here is this beautiful in the rasgueado section, and now this is the dark and sonorous, and these 6 that come in here. And look at how it's all laid out for you. Phrase 1, phrase 2, the long phrase 3, repetition, phrase 1, phrase 2, and the longest phrase 3 of 8 measures, all uninterrupted, huge arcing phrase with the crescendo, diminuendo, crescendo, crescendo, diminuendo. Look at all of the details in here. And then our page 2 wraps up at the top with the theme 1, D flat major, the last thing, pianissimo, dolcissimo. And then we get into these 4 modulatory measures to bring us finally to a new bass note. No more D flat major. We're into a new section. It is the development section. This is the very languorous, très langoureux. So that's where I want to pick up now on the piece. After I show you this last one, and by the way, you can get your chart package with all of these supplies in it from my website, sallychristianmusic.com, and you simply take your PDFs and have them printed at a print shop on lovely 60-pound cardstock paper. This is printed on the 8.5 by 11 from my home printer. The large ones, 11 by 17, I go to a print shop. The smaller ones like this, I can print right at home. And here's the entire overview of the piece. This is where we ended in the lesson, coming in this development section. And then our recapitulation here. And this material here is just about identical to all of this here. Notice the rasgueado passages with the hemiolas happen in red here and over here in the red. It's pretty much identical material. A little difference though. He saves some pretty amazing things for the very last one here. And then we slowly unwind and slowly progress to the coda, and the piece vaporizes, disappears. It ends quietly. This is going to be very helpful. Was for me. I don't make them if they're not helpful. They take a tremendous amount of time to make. But I get so much out of it because I understand the piece so much better after I've made all of these supplies. So now let's take take that last to the top of my page 3. We'll go back to the piece one more time with the last utterance of our theme 1 with the tap motive theme. Remember, this is very soft and sweet. You might even want to use your soft pedal. Now, a little alteration. I thought that was interesting. Instead of, like we had at the beginning, now we have, and going on. This is the last D flat pedal point. Here are the 4 measures. What could come? Why does he do this? What's coming? This. We have an F sharp on the bass. These 2 4-measure cadences here and here are built from that part of the piece that became dark and sonorous. I liked that idea, but it's still theme 1. Then we go after that last one. Bass. Be natural. Now when I perform this piece, this is, I think, a helpful hint. Anytime you have to reach for a note from a different start position, you want to be sure you know exactly what note that is. And so I tell myself that from the F sharp bass of measure 83, this is where we're beginning our development section, it's a 7th above. So I eyeball this E natural and jump right here. I go, oh, 7th. And then I get it. Same with this one. 7th. Oh, this is so neat. Do you know what that's from? It's this. But you still have to hold those tenors down. It's still. And then brusque again here. About Albéniz, it's a little bit like Beethoven in the sense of huge character changes and dynamic contrasts quickly. In Beethoven, there's a lot of subito piano, subito from the forte, subito piano. And Albéniz does the same thing. He goes, well, in his next piece, the Fittura Sevilla, he goes from 5 Fs to 5 Ps. And these reflect in these gigantic emotional changes too. So he's got the languorous here and the very sweet and melting almost to short, staccato, and brusque here. See, a sudden change like that. Looking at this music again, these are the articulations that take so long to really get into your ears and into your interpretation, and they matter. Look at this, starting here with the accent. D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, staccato. Da 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 da. Yep, Why is he doing that? It's the tap dance. It's still going. So let me play this now and see if I can get the languorous and the sweet sneaking in with the tap dance here. It's very complex here. The moods. Now that floats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we get to our page 4. And this is more of this very brusque idea. We're getting more of these. It's starting to develop here now. We're out of the languorous section and we go. And up to E natural. Now he did the same thing in Evocación. This is all leading up to the augmented section where everything is whole tones and very, very dissonant. And this is preceding the recapitulation. Evocación and Puerto are very similarly written in many ways. One of the other ways that I found fascinating is how he approaches this big jarring E flat here. And above it, in the right hand, has this. And that's a tritone. That's the devil's tone. That's what they called it years ago. It's the most dissonant of all the intervals coming in. But how does he get there? He starts first with the F sharp. And this that's the voice. Now it comes up to B natural. That's actually, it sounds like a fourth up. B natural as a bass. Da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Singing da. With a hemiola. Da. This is so exciting. Another one of those polyrhythms, but so we're still in the B natural here. On the bass, this is measure 101 on top of page 4. And you want to really bite these. So dissonant. And then rascada. And then he writes sec there, dry. This is there. That's tricky there. That passage right here. Let's go slow on this. This is measure 108. These are clusters. And to here. How imaginative is that? On the bottom, it's fabulous. It's setting up the tritone. And we have the E. I wanted to say with this bass line, let's back up on measure 101. There's so much in here that I'm going to go back and get this bass progression. We started with the F sharp, we went up to B. And then we're going to go up to E. These are fourths. And then drop down a half step to the E flat. Oh, yeah. Left hand alone here. I want to show you this. Again, these accents. 1, 2, 3. Staccato, bump. Dee-da, yum, ba, dum, dee-da, da, da. Accent, dash. Accent, dash. all of these markings are non-negotiable. This is not about just learning the notes. This is about learning the attack, the touch, and shaping it all, because this is a percussive piece. It's a tap dance, and with the bulerías now, you've got a lot of footwork going on. I was going to say that the rascado stuff that we're doing right now, all of this, they do that with feet. Like, it's amazing virtuosity that the dancers have to do this. Bulerías, footwork. It's not easy on the piano either. But okay, let's get this down with the accents. Here are the cross accents of everything. Still this rocking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to E natural. The bass. There's our hemiola. A long time on this. He does this too. These pairs that is sometimes dissonance, consonance, dissonance, consonance. That's one of his favorite tools in creating these things. Why wouldn't it be if you had all of these gorgeous harmonies from the modes in the whole tones? He had everything to work with, and he used it harmonically. Bring out that. To have a recapitulation coming back. Now, one of the things here that I just also want to stress, this is this retransition based on the whole tones. That's one of the 2 whole tone scales. Using the 2 blacks and all the whites. The other one is using the 3 blacks and the other whites. But in this case, he's using the ones with the 2. And in order to write this, still in the key of D flat major, look at all of the accidentals he has to use. B flat, B double flat, B double flat, all these double flats. Just tons of double flats, because he has to write himself out of the key signature and put it in the tonality he wants. In this case, all whole tones, but it still has to spell with the right pitches. So Albéniz is not easy to read because of all of these accidentals, but it's worth it. So what I want to say here now in this left hand, with the idea of the pedal point, I mean the sustained lower voice, he's doing it here in this left hand. Here, right here. Right here. That took me a while to get that. And when I put the hands together, listen for this. And then that's all augmented. And the chords above it, these are really great clusters, measure 119. And they have the accents of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. All whole tempo. And then back to tonality with the recapitulation. It's a seamless transition. So I'm going to play it as written now, and please listen for these. Because we're the last rasgueado section. It's so thrilling. He saved this for the end. And now I'm on my pages 5 and 6. Oh, I wanted to show you one thing back on this big view, because there was a segue here for memory that it's a little detail, but I think it's important. The first time this left hand, before we get to the rasgueado section, and just keep it on the music here, and I'm going to read from here. It goes A flat, it goes, and the last time it goes F, G flat, F. I'll show you with what it looks like on page 5 right here. The last time this left hand, F, G flat, and then an F taken with the right hand. You want to bring those out. So where I just ended, let's repeat this thing again. This gorgeous 10 measure phrase starting at measure 127. Here we are back at the sweeps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. See, he's got the 2s and 5s, he's got the 1s and the 4s, he's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the intro, and then he's got the hemiolas with a, or actually, yeah, that's right. Allegre. Of sustained. The lower bass gets this B double flat, and then the tenor gets the A flat. That's a great touch. And the right hand has the rasgueado. More, because this is that same passage we had before. So, listen to the rocking bass. This is the most brusque here. He's giving it everything he's got at this point. And the right hand doesn't just have one group, it goes back and forth. But from it's just gorgeous. To really stab this C. Give it this just real, how would you say that? Just relish in the dissonance. That, but it's all in good spirits. This is all still with the joie de vivre of this piece. in the distance, and it's meno tempo a retard, poco retard. So he's using Italian and French throughout his Iberia. Here we are, just like the beginning, but has a different mood now because we're saying goodbye. I was feeling a little bit wistful when I get to this point in the piece. Now here are my beautiful sixths calling. And one last repetition of those last two measures, and we're out. And then we have these tritones. And where do you think they're going? Gorgeous how he gets there. Again, that's what I mean, this is so seamless. 2, 3, 4. D flats. More. This is molto espressivo. This is the coda. More sixths. So sad how different that sounds from the diatonic, and then it goes back to the mode. I could spend a half hour just on that. Coda again. That's a beautiful blend. Now you've heard that before, didn't you? That was from our page 1. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous when he did the first rascada? He's got it here. Beautiful touch. And now he marks adagio. And relish that. And the ole ending. Ole, 5-1. This piece ends quietly, just as Evocación did, and just as Fattura Sevilla does. Evocación really set the tone. Half of the 12 Iberia pieces end quietly. So it has its influence over the entire cycle. Very interesting. So I really hope this lesson has been helpful for you. This is an advanced piece. I've been playing El Puerto for most of my life. And it's a wonderful performance piece. And in fact, if you are going to learn any of the Iberia, start with the first 2 of Book 1, because those are doable. Well, anything takes years to really get at a master level. But what I want to end with here is the meaning of your practicing and the joy that good, intelligent practice will give you, knowing you've got your goal. Your goal is to learn and play this beautiful piece. Because when you have this piece in your life, in your heart, in your ears, in your mind, I'll be going to do that my daily chores, activities, errands, just the doing life, and I'll hear a strain from this piece, and it'll take me. It just pulls my attention right over. I go, oh yes, my friend. So these pieces are your friend. If you love this piece, any piece that you love, choose carefully. and stay with it, because you will have something so meaningful for your entire life. And it doesn't have to be an advanced piece. It can be some of the most simple pieces at the earlier levels can bring just as much joy. But to have this in your body, your mind, and your spirit, it's the ultimate gift. Thank you. I wish you well with your playing, and take a peek at El Puerto.